I was uploading a video to YouTube the other day when this short popped up. It was an Asian fella. He was a monk. Now, I say Asian fella because I don't want to, because I don't know. It's not that I don't want to discriminate. Actually, discriminate's a lousy word. I don't want to say that I think he may be Chinese, Japanese, Korean, whatever. He's an Asian fella. He's a monk. And it looks like he's pretty popular, actually. Looks like he has a fairly big platform. Now, some of you guys may have seen him out there, and he's no different than the monks that you see, the Asian monks that you see, clothed in the same way, but young features. Now, who knows? This guy could be 90 because Asian people have a marvelous way of aging. They look spectacular at an old age. But I'd put him somewhere around in his 30s, maybe mid 30s or something like that. Now, there's a saying in the Bible that I'm familiar with and has been translated into the 20th century and 21st century and whatnot, which goes something like this. One day in God is like 1,000 years, and depending on where you find it in the Old Testament or in the book of Acts in the New Testament, 1,000 years in God is as in one day. Now, the modern translation of that is the present moment. All you have is the now. Forever is comprised of nows. That poem from Emily Dickinson. That's it. I wanted to say Emily Bronte. I don't know why. Emily Dickinson. Forever is comprised of now. And you hear modern guru spiritualists talking about the present moment. All you have is the present moment. The past does not exist. The future cannot exist because it hasn't happened, and you don't know how the outcome will be. It's always constantly changing. All you really do have is the present moment. That's the modern translation. And the biblical one, which I prefer, I like, is like one day in God is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years in God is one day. How this Asian fella worded it was, your whole lifespan consists of one day. All you ever have is one day. The moment you go to bed, that day is ended. The minute you are unconscious, sleeping, dreaming, etc., that day before or that moment leading up to you falling asleep, that's the end of your day. And you awaken. You have that awakening in the morning. It's a new day. It's really hard to wrap your head around this, and the experience of it only confirms what it is. And again, that confirmation cannot be proven. All right, it's something that you experience, that you feel, and that is you identifying with the reality that you are going through, the awakening that is happening to you, the spiritual being that you are recognizing and becoming and maturing into. Now you're going to say, wait a second, Nick, hang on a second. I was just with my friends yesterday. How can the past not exist? Did I not exist in the past? Did my friends not exist in the past? Did we not have a good time? Did I not work in the past? My memories are the past. I have a past. Nick, what are you saying? You're out of your mind. The past doesn't exist. And I can predict my own future. You know, I know what I want in my life. And I'm working hard and doing this, that, and the other to achieve a proper future, a future filled of the things that are necessary to me. How can you say the past doesn't exist and the future doesn't exist? It doesn't in all reality. Really, were you in the past? If you were not in the present moment, you are living by a concept of the world. You are living by what the world has taught us to look upon and has kept us in the dark for ages and ages, that we have a past, that we have a backstory, that we have a definition, that we are defined by this, that, and the other. And those are all appearances. The appearances of the world are just nonsense, complete and utter nonsense. They make no sense, and they offer you nothing but a future full of those pasts. The past is created by thoughts. You want to eliminate your thoughts, you have to learn how to live in the present moment. This way, you can eliminate the past and you can reflect on the past, although I know this is like a paradox right now, or I'm contradicting myself, and see that you were never in the past. when you're always in the present moment. When you don't recognize the present moment, then your life is made up of travels and journeys and expectations, and some good, some bad, some indifferent, some this, some that. It's a little tossy-turvy, and it's all over the place. And through that, you are given a definition of you, and your definition is living in a thought-based world, as you've been taught in a thought-based world, because you haven't recognized or seen the present moment. You're not living in the present moment. Yes, you were with your friends yesterday, but yesterday didn't exist if you lived in the present moment. You're with your friends, your family, and everything, and all that life consists of is just this one present moment. That is your heaven. That is paradise. That is where you are. And so many people say, well, I see my family in paradise. Well, I see my friends and family in heaven. You have them with you all the time. You just have to live in the present moment. When you live in the present moment, you know that you have everyone and everything with you. You cannot think about it from a sequence of events and a timeline that, oh, I had a past, Nick. I was with my friends yesterday, I was with my mother and my father yesterday. How could that not exist, and how could we have not existed? Oh, no, you existed. You absolutely existed. But you existed in a thought-based reality. A reality that's already created for you, a reality that you create yourself, a programming, a conditioning that is a guideline and a rule book to how to live life and what to expect of life. All the disappointments, discouragements, the very little happy moments, and then again, disappointments, discouragements, the griefs, the sufferings, the losses, and whatnot. But in the present moment, none of that exists. When you learn to live in the present moment, you cannot say that you have a past, because whether you're with your friends, your family, your job, your obligations and all that, if you're living in the present moment, you're always living in the now. That's all you ever have. I'm not saying that yesterday didn't exist for you, but when you come to this awareness, you come to this understanding that you are awareness, there cannot be an identification with the past. The moment a sentence ends, right here, right now, period. It's finished. It's done. It's no longer relevant. It doesn't exist. Again, what I just said now, it's past. Because what I'm going to say is going to be something present or something to indicate some kind of a future or something. The past is gone. The minute you go to sleep at night, you lay your head on your pillow and you're fast asleep. Prior to that moment, everything is gone. It's not existent. It exists in the fog. It exists in the amnesia. It exists not recognizing the present moment. And you go through life with all of its challenges, ups and downs, like a roller coaster. And you have a definition. You have a backstory. You have the appearance. You were seen yesterday. You were seen the day before. You were seen a week ago. You were seen 5 years ago. But you haven't let go of that. You're still talking about yesterday. You're still talking about 2 months ago. You're still talking about 5 years ago. You haven't let that go. Your years are endless. Your time is non-existent. You are endless and you are timeless. And you can only recognize that through the present moment. As I said, you can sit here and you can ask me and say to me, well, wasn't I with my friends yesterday? Yeah, but you were living unaware of the present moment. Therefore, it was living in the fog, being covered and smeared by the fog, by the amnesia, by the separation. In the present moment, all there is clarity. HD, full-on clarity, just the present moment. Past doesn't exist. All your past moments that you would consider past moments are still with you in the present moment, and you're living them right now, at the present moment, right at this moment. And every single day, if you want to look at it from a worldly perspective of sequence and timeline and dates and whatnot, it has to be the present moment. And then this way, it eliminates days, and you recognize forever and eternity. Now, hang on a second, Nick. How do I recognize eternity? How do I have this experience? You say it's an experience. How do I recognize that I'm living in the present moment in this experience? Because in the present moment, you will want to be like Lot's wife, and you will want to look back. And when you look back, you won't find anything there. It'll be hard to imagine a past. And when it does clear up and you see a past, that's you eliminating the present moment, and that clarity is a false clarity of the fog of the past. But one sure way to recognize that you are always living in the present moment is when you attempt to look back, or you try to look back, it'll seem to you like it was 1,000 years ago. It'll seem to you like it never happened. It'll seem like a vague idea of some sort of a memory or a reflection. It won't even be relevant. It will just seem so distant that you'll wonder to yourself, I did have a past, but what happened to it? What happened to it? And that's a real life experience. That's a real spiritual experience, I should say, is when you want to recollect, when you want to revisit, when you want to turn your head and look back, you'll find that there's nothing to look back at, and you'll recognize it. It'll seem empty. It'll seem distant, but a distant like galaxies in the length of distance away. It'll seem like so far, far away that you really have to like try hard to bring it into your present moment. And you don't want to do that. And you'll find that the more you do this and the more that you experience of this, the past won't make any sense to you. It'll all be nonsense. It'll all be non-existent. It'll be as though it didn't happen, because it didn't happen. You always live in the present moment. You're just not aware of it. And then when you do become aware of it, and awareness is what you are and become, you'll see that, any attempt to look back will only, it will make you feel strange, and it'll make you feel weird, and everything will seem like it was 1,000,000 years ago. It'll seem like it was such a long, long time ago that it'd be pointless to even bring it into where you are right now. And you won't want to. In your spiritual awakening and in your spiritual travels and in your maturity and in your growth, you won't want to bring that into your life. But you will experience the distance. You will experience proper separation from the fog, understanding you are one, and now you are living in the present moment, a unity that has to be experienced through awakening, through understanding awakening, through experiential growth, sometimes through revelation, sometimes through synchronicities, sometimes through just knowing it suddenly. You are the present moment. You are heaven and you are paradise. Everyone around you in the present moment, and you stay focused on the present moment, that is your paradise. That is your heaven. They haven't left you. You will meet them. You will see them again. You have to always be in the present moment. Yesterday does not exist. What you did yesterday, if you are a spiritual person and you are maturing and evolving spiritually, you'll recognize that it wasn't real if you're still thinking about yesterday. And you'll realize you're not having a spiritual experience if you're still thinking about yesterday. Even in your spiritual travels, again, a paradox and a contradiction in a sense, you will have yesterdays, but you will have more present moments. And the more present moments that you have, the more nows, the more clarity of understanding you only ever live one day, and that everything of heaven and paradise that you are searching is constantly with you, within you, and you transforming into it, give off the reflection of it all around you. You'll realize that you're already in heaven. You're already in paradise. And everyone that you think or wonder about if they're going to be with you, if they are with you now, they will be with you then. If they were with you in the present moment, every present moment you had in your life, then they are still with you. They have never left you. They are still with you. We have this uncertainty, and it's brought about through the conditions of the world, through not recognizing the separation and experiencing the body. And the body has the experience of pain, hurt, suffering, grief, etc. The body plays all the parts, good, bad, and indifferent, in the world. And then there comes a time of understanding that you are not the body. You are a spiritual being. And your spirit is always heaven. It's always divine. It's always immortal. And the present moment is your divinity, your immortality, and your eternity. And to bring it into words that may seem understandable, all of your days have to be present moments. Therefore, they can't be all of your days. They can only ever be one day, but they have to be the present moment. You have to be present. You can't let your thoughts dictate who you are. You can't let the images of what already happened create a future for you and an outcome that is only repeating itself. You have to live in the present moment. Easier said than done. I often find myself reflecting, and I am so spiritually awake and have had two spiritual awakenings that I often find myself reflecting. But I'll tell you something, a lot of those reflections and a lot of that looking back, all I see is they weren't real. They didn't exist. They're so far away. They're so far away. You know, those moments that you think, I was so hurt, and you carried that hurt on for years and years and years, and you held on to that grudge, and you held on to that hate and that anger and that disappointment, and you held on to it. And then one day a shift happens to you. You are invited into the unity of unities, the all and the one, and the God that awakens within you, the Jesus Christ that awakens within you, the energy that all of a sudden surges through you, that awakening, the light that brilliantly shines of you and what you are. All of a sudden, you see it. And it took years, by a timeline and sequence of events of the world and the definition of time and whatnot, years to get to this point. And now you understand that we were fooled. We were duped into a thought-based experience, only to come out of it and realize we are only ever one, and all we ever have is the present moment. And the present moment forever is comprised of nows. Your whole existence is comprised of one day. That's all you ever have. And you are already in heaven and in paradise. You live in this present moment. Everyone around you and all your friends and everything that the present moment brings into your life is a reflection of what's already waiting for you, what's already there for you. So I thought it was a pretty profound saying. I was trying to upload a video, and this young fella, this monk, appears, and it just got me thinking, because I understood exactly what he was saying in the present moment. And he didn't go into detail like I did now, and he didn't tell you about this experience. I don't know if he's had this experience. I know many people have had this experience where what you call a past is so distant, so far away, you can barely even see it, let alone recall it. And it's a real experience that happens to you, and to bring you aware and to keep you grounded that it's false, and that the present moment and everything that you do in the present moment is all that matters. That's why you have to make every moment count, every moment precious, every moment be a moment of doing good unto others as you wish done unto yourself. And those moments don't have something that is called time and days and weeks and months and years. That's non-existent in the present moment, because you are already in heaven. You're already in paradise. You're awaking to this from the sleep of life and the dream of life. And you're recognizing this now. Therefore, make your present moment count. Whatever you're doing with your friends, your family, your obligations, your job, do them with a passion and a love in the present moment. And this way, don't look at your present moment as a tomorrow, as a yesterday, as a future something. Just live every day in this present moment, engaging with those that are around you and in your life, and making every single moment count in the present moment, because you will see them again. If you have seen them now and you have been a part of their life and they've been a part of your life, they never leave you. There is no ever leaving. You are already where you need to be. You are already there. This is Tea Talk. This is Nick. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you guys next time.